So we were trying to figure out kind of the best way to handle having one form and one workflow across organizations and across user roles and everything like that. I talked a little bit with Rue's support on it, and we actually came to the conclusion that probably either list items or something like that would kind of be the best way to handle it inside of an org variable. Um, so we went ahead and set up, let me find it. We went ahead and we set up this drop-down selection that essentially pulls from this one workflow, and it just goes ahead and pulls that org variable um, of all those roles, and we'll go ahead and list those out for us inside a JSON format. Once it does that, we'll pull the role value in the role field. That may look a little bit weird. I do have to go back and do some relabeling and stuff like that. But the reason why that's set up like that as of right now is when we go ahead and we pull that role field, it'll pull this entire section, and that'll allow us to pull, what role they are, the M365 license that they need, whether or not they need Duo, and it changes pretty wildly from client to client, but it allows us to have the same kind of structure set up for each one. It's only one org variable to manage, and that way it's all centralized inside of one workflow and one form for us. And then we can actually go ahead and from here, let's say we're talking about a manager. So for example, they need Duo, whereas some other users do not. So if we go on over to our Duo check, if I can find my brain, in this we'll go ahead and the majority of the actual functionality happens right here. We set roles to org variable roles JSON. We go through, we select that attribute, role equal to, and we search for inside of that role section, we're searching for that subsection of Duo needed, which is right inside here for us. And if Duo is needed and matches true, then it is going to set that value, that check mark, as checked. Hey, the user does need Duo. You don't have to worry about anything in the background. The checkbox is hidden. The account creation will happen, and you don't even need to worry about it. The reason why I set it up as a hidden field is because not every single manager and not every single user is going to both know what Duo is or what it is needed for, what roles it's required for. So to kind of avoid that confusion, we got what roles it's needed for. We hard-coded that in the back. And if you need a Duo account, it'll create it. If you don't, it won't. Checkboxes are one of the few things that we can check the functionality of while it is still hidden. That has helped astronomically because I'm able to go ahead and bring that same rough list format and apply it in other companies. For example, like this, we can go ahead and essentially just remove, hey, they don't need 365, they need Gmail. Or hey, they don't need Duo, they need Okta. We can go ahead and just pretty much swap out those variables, and it makes it relatively nice and easy over on the form side because there's not really any editing that we have to do for specifically one company or anything like that. That's pretty much all I have for that one. I will show a preview of it, I guess, because that would probably be good. So let's say we're filling out something for a service manager. We already know they needed that Duo, that it's hidden, everything like that. Not only does that, it actually assigns the correct Microsoft license. And the reason why that's not hidden is because there's a lot more use cases where users will need to switch licensing or something like that. Whereas security-based stuff, it tends to be pretty tight per role.